Welcome back to the second episode of Let's Play Battlezone 98 Redux. This is Mission 2, Eagle's Nest 1. So, go ahead and read the engineering report here. You have the recycler Montana at your disposal. The Montana is capable of gathering and maintaining resources and is equipped to build M173 Badger turrets. The Badger is a vital defensive unit with about a 150 meter fire radius and is best suited for perimeter defenses. When in position, it immobilizes and deploys its stab hooks, stabilize terrain, adapting base. The stab secures the low-weight turret into the terrain and allows it to fire accurately, unaffected by weapon kickback. The Badger can be repositioned when needed, but it is unable to fire when its stab is not deployed. Alright, so, yep, it is a turret, as the name suggests. Our mission objectives are to fight off any attacking units, use the recycler to build the defensive turrets, and stand by for additional orders. Let's get this started.
The action on the moon got intense, but it was only the beginning of what was to come. The Soviet surprise attack caught us all with our pants down. We never even had time to bury our dead.
This is General Collins, Commander. You're just in time. First Soviet attack has destroyed all of Eagle's Nest 1's defenses. Check your radar. We've got additional Soviet forces coming in from the southeast. They're targeting the command tower and our solar array. Protect these structures at all costs. Storage. If we lose them, we're finished.
Base under attack.
Alright, so we've been introduced to
Soviet forces
Collins.
are withdrawing, Commander. It won't be long before they regroup for another attack. The NSDF recycler Montana has been called back to the base. She's a training vehicle, but she does have turret building capabilities. Use her to build some turrets and set up a defensive perimeter around the base.
Badger here.
As I was saying, we've been introduced to General Collins. He will be a major character throughout the rest of the game. And so we've also got our recycler and
here.
Go ahead and build another
Started.
scavenger to facilitate the gathering of scrap at a greater rate.
Building complete.
Okay, move out of range. So we found some Soviet turrets here. We'll go ahead and destroy them with a mortar. That
Turret
way they
deployed.
can't be used for the future for any nefarious purposes, as the Soviets are known to use turrets for. So right now I'm using the MDM mortar. It's one of the various weapons that you have available on these vehicles. You've seen the AT Stabber and the minigun. I linked them together earlier when destroying the two Soviet fighters. And there's also a Thunder. It's a bit of a special weapon, and I'll show you it in use in a little bit of time.
Recycler here. Construction started.
Right now, though, just take care of these turrets and start building up our defensive perimeter.
Building complete.
It's
Badger here. Got your 6. Recycler here. Construction started.
looks like nothing too crazy is going
Building
on.
complete. Badger here.
Got a little bit of a
Got your
breather
6.
here in order to get our base defenses up.
Badger here. Got your 6.
So this mission,
Badger here.
we're the first
Got
one
your
introduced the basics of the first-person perspective and really fighting
Badger
on the
here.
ground. This one starts adding in the real-time strategy aspect of building other units,
You're the
controlling
boss.
them, and
Badger
putting
here.
them in position
You're
to
the boss.
defend your base from enemy
Recycler
attacks.
here. Construction started.
Alright, waiting on the fourth turret to be
Building
built.
complete. Badger here.
Go ahead
You're
and
the
put
boss.
that one right there.
Turret deployed.
And go ahead and try to go toe-to-toe with some of these turrets, depending on how many there are remaining.
Turret
Try to
deployed.
destroy them a little quicker than using the mortar there. Alright. Try to skirt around the
Turret
sky.
deployed.
Torn up. Which seemed to work. And that is all the Soviet turrets. in the
Recycler
vicinity.
here.
So now our scavengers can collect scrap unmolested by any Soviet attacks from those turrets. So I'll head back to base here. We've got a supply depot here. You can build that a little bit later in the game once you get the constructor. It basically refills your ammo, and over there is a hangar that refuels or repairs your hull, I should say. And looks like we've got some attacks incoming.
Construction started.
Soviets. Looks like our perimeter doesn't extend quite as far as it should. That's alright.
Building complete.
Ouch. Getting cleared by this chain gun. That actually messed me up pretty bad. But I guess the positive side, you'll get to see how the hangar works.
You're the boss.
Go ahead and put that turret there to stop up that gap. So this is one way to get repaired, is to go to the hangar. The other way is to have the recycler build a...
Construction started.
well, it's called repair. I'll go use the
Building complete.
identifier here to
Turret
find out if
deployed.
there's an exact name. Yep, the repair kit. So when you drive, it costs 1 unit of scrap to build, but when you drive over it, it instantly
Recycler here.
repairs
Construction
not all of your
started.
hull, but a pretty good amount of it. So you're basically trading
Building complete.
resources for time
Badger here.
in using
Got
that.
your 6. Badger here.
Okay, get another turret, and I'll deploy this one
You're the boss.
right here. So far, we're doing pretty well. No Soviets have been able to really breach our perimeter and either attack the command tower, besides the initial assault, and our solar array. So we've got to keep those alive
Turret
for now,
deployed.
until
Recycler here. Construction
again,
started.
further orders come up, which we will see fairly
Building
soon.
complete.
This isn't that long.
Badger here. You're the boss.
Alright, enemy fighters coming. Oh yeah, let me use the thumper really quick and show you what that does. So, when you use it, it stabilizes the gravity, basically causes your enemies to, depending on how aggressive you use it and the terrain,
Turret deployed.
really throws off their ability to fight effectively, as well as doing a little bit of damage. And as you can see there, those turrets made pretty short work of the enemy, so even though the turret's a pretty basic unit, it's not something to really underestimate or not use when possible. And you'll be seeing a lot more of those guys used in the future. And that was a Soviet pilot getting killed by the turrets. Okay, continue trolling around. I'll see if I have time. I want to show you the one Easter egg on this map. I think I can make it there and back before anything major happens, and they have got enough turrets to take care of any enemy attacking waves that appear. So, I can't show you with the cursor, but on the lower right portion of the map there, you'll see it in a moment when it pops up, there's actually a Soviet barracks. See if I can, should be coming into view. Yep, there it is, right there. So the reason that is there is whenever enemy vehicles or friendly vehicles are destroyed, there's a chance that a pilot will eject. And if there's not a barracks or a recycler or anything of that nature on map, then the pilot will be very aggressive and basically just wander around shooting any enemies that appear. So, I guess to make it a little more realistic of them trying to evacuate,
reinforcements are returning from Outpost 10.
likely ride
Rendezvous
behind
at the
an
northern
enemy
solar
spawn point.
array.
So this is the enemy's tank. It is the Czar. And go ahead and do some short work on it. And there is an APC of theirs. APCs deploy troops and have a whole lot of armor, so it's very hard to take them down, as you'll see in a moment. So anyway, getting back to the barracks, I think the reason it was put in is to make it so the Soviet pilots evacuate, to make it seem a little realistic than just, engaging turrets and actively seeking out their death.
Scavenger here. Getting repair.
Alright, we'll order that scavenger to repair itself since it got kind of banged up by that Soviet fighter. So yeah, normally with that APC, it's to really in this mission reinforce having a good perimeter of turrets. If you don't have those and didn't happen to encounter it like I did there, it will deploy enemy soldiers to attack your recycler. Now they have, soldiers in this game have a lot better weapons than your standard pilots. They fire extremely quickly. I think it's the equivalent of a fighter's chain gun. And they will basically attack until your recycler is destroyed or you kill off the soldiers. So it's just one of those things the developers put in to really reinforce
Scavenger
their
here.
point.
I'm on it.
And you'll find that happening in a lot of missions, and in some cases, you just keep...
Satellite recon indicates that an overwhelming Soviet strike force has just landed to the north and to the west. I'm ordering a full evacuation of Eagle's Nest 1. Repeat, we are pulling out of Eagle's Nest 1.
Commander, all of our key personnel have reached transports 1 and 2. Disregard all previous orders and escort these 2 transports to the north launch pad.
Okay, as I was saying, in some of these missions, it's very much one of those things you have to learn by repetition, just where the enemies are coming from, where they're going to attack from, and it can be a bit frustrating at times if you don't know exactly what's happening in the mission. So, I think that's one of the few, really, cons that I have to point out about this game. So, since we destroyed those Soviet turrets earlier, normally they would, if we hadn't have destroyed them, normally they would establish a defensive perimeter around in this area and try to kill those transports and prevent them from reaching the launch pad. But right now we're in a pretty good position. Alright, some enemy tanks attacking. Go ahead and use the thumper, just for the heck of it. And looks like this fighter is moving to try to intercept, so go ahead and do a little bit of the battle with it.
Standing by. Oh, follow the leader.
Who's next?
Okay. Not sure what happened with our scout and our tank
Razor here.
I ordered them to
Protecting.
guard the transports,
Yes, sir.
but I guess something happened in the cutscene that prevented them from doing that. That's alright. So there's the launch pad. I think that's the only time in this game that you see the NSDF version of it. And I think originally it was supposed to deliver pilots, but I'm not too sure. And that's the mission, basically. Go ahead and watch the ending cutscene.
Nice job, Grizzly 1. Now, get to the launch pad. Well done, Commander. Well done. Attention all NSDF forces. We have successfully evacuated all ground personnel. However, we have lost Eagle's Nest 1 to the Soviets. We underestimated the Soviet strength. We underestimated their commitment to controlling the biometal. Now their intentions are clear. If it's a war they want, then it's a war they shall get. We're relocating to Mars, where we will reassert our standing as the world's greatest superpower.
So it appears that despite our best efforts, Eagle's Nest 1 was destroyed, but thankfully we managed to evacuate all of our essential personnel. And at the end of every series of missions on a certain planet, you get a nice little, I guess, splash screen here. So this obviously shows us evacuating from the moon and moving on to Mars. So let's see the mission results here. Alright. Your bravery and skill allowed the Liberty, Justice, and Freedom to successfully evacuate our surviving moon forces. General Collins is impressed with your command abilities and would like to expand your responsibilities when we establish a new base on Mars. Based on our astronomical research report, which modeled the likely path of the meteor shower, our scientists believe that we might find additional deposits on the Red Planet. NSDF Brass want to gain sole control of Mars and reassert our standing in the arms race. The situation is dire. The Soviets now control significant biometal deposits on the moon, and intelligence believes that they may be on Venus as well. We must not allow the CCA to control the Red Planet. So, there's the ending to that. We're in a pretty dire situation, and stay tuned for the next mission. Hopefully we can turn this around and win a victory for America. See you next time.